Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So we are continuing with Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 13 and text number 5 onwards. We will do from 5 onwards. Text number 5. Rishibhir Bahuda Gitam Chandrobhir Vividay Prithak Brahma Sutra Padaishcheva Hetum Dabhir Vinishchitah. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. That knowledge of the field of activities and of the knower of activities is described by various sages in various Vedic writings. It is specially presented in Vedanta Sutra with all reasoning as to cause and effect. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna to all of you, excuse me. So the 3 verses that we'll be covering today, verses 5, 6, and 7, Krishna will give us knowledge through Arjuna how we can, just by answering Arjuna's questions, how we can conquer our mind, how we can, because if we conquer our mind, we will get inner peace, how to have mental clarity, and how to have spiritual growth. See, even in material world, we like to grow, whether it's in business, job, school, whatever it may be, or any activity that we are performing, we want to grow. So these answers of Krishna to Arjuna will help us understand that. Now, Arjuna had asked questions, who is the enjoyer? And Krishna says, it's me, the Supreme Lord. What is the field of activities? It's this body. Who's the knower of the field of activities, which means who's the knower of this body? It's the spirit soul, and ultimately the super soul also. And what is knowledge? So Krishna explained knowledge means understanding the difference between body and soul. You see, that is knowledge. So after this, Krishna is telling Arjuna that that knowledge, whatever he is given, and the knower of the activities, which is the spirit soul, this is described by various sages in the Vedas. And it is specially presented in Vedanta Sutra. Now, why is Krishna talking about giving reference about other sages? Because he wants us to understand that it's not just his word, but even the great sages believe in this knowledge. They are the ones who are also propagating this knowledge. And this knowledge is specially presented in Vedanta Sutra. Now, Krishna, being the Supreme Lord, is the highest authority to give us this knowledge. You see, we are imperfect beings. We have 4 defects. We make mistakes, we have tendency to cheat, we have imperfect senses, and we are an illusion. So being imperfect, we cannot give perfect knowledge. Perfect knowledge comes only from perfect source, which is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Krishna, being the highest authority to give this knowledge, still he is giving evidence from previous authorities. He is giving reference of Vedanta Sutras. You see, Vedantas, the Vedas, they all accepted as authority. And he states that these sages, which includes Vyasadeva also. And who is Vyasadeva? He is an incarnation of Krishna. You see, so he's giving reference from Vedanta Sutras. Now, what is Vedanta? Excuse me. Veda means knowledge. Anta means end of knowledge, which means the end of knowledge, which is Vedanta, is to understand Krishna. See, first thing that we hear in Vedanta Sutra is Athato Brahma Jigyasa. which means this human life is meant to inquire about the absolute truth. And what is the absolute truth? As per the Vedas, Krishna is the absolute truth. He is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But unfortunately, people are less philosophically inclined in this age, you see. So it is very difficult to understand Vedanta Sutra. Even the Vedas, they are so vast. Even if we spend our whole life, entire life reading them, we will still not be able to complete it. So then what do? The summary of the Vedas is, the essence is given in Srimad Bhagavatam. And the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam is Bhagavad Gita. Which means if we master Bhagavad Gita, if we understand and put it into practice, just the Bhagavad Gita, we've actually covered everything. We've covered the Vedas, the Vedanta Sutras, the Srimad Bhagavatam, everything. And when we see in references from different scriptures, we come to know and that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. In the Brahma Samhita, the very first verse says, Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha. Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna is the Parama Ishvara. He is the Lord of all. He is the Supreme Lord. Even in Srimad Bhagavatam, you see the books at the back, those Srimad Bhagavatam, it is mentioned, Ete chamsa kalapumsa Krishnastu Bhagavayam Swayam. Bhagwan Swayam. Krishna, you yourself are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And in Bhagavad Gita itself, Krishna tells us, he is declaring it himself. Bhoktaram Yagna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwara. He is the Maha Ishvara. He is the Supreme Lord of everybody. And Srila Prabhupada in the purport is saying that Krishna is the highest authority because he's the Supreme Lord. And yet he is mentioning previous authorities like great sages like Vyasadev, Parashar Muni, right? So from the very beginning of the Bhagavad Gita, especially from chapter 2 onwards, Krishna is stressing on the point that we need to understand we are spirit soul and we are entrapped in this material body. And we are working under the three modes of material nature: goodness, passion, ignorance. You see? And all this we are doing based on past karma. And because of past karma, we have a particular type of body. We are born in a particular family, in a particular country, whether rich or poor, healthy, unwell, whatever it may be. It's all based on our past karma. Everybody is placed in different situations according to past karma. You see? And so because of contaminated consciousness, we start thinking about this is lower, this one is higher, and this is all due to ignorance. But if we understand, everybody is a spirit soul. This material body is just a covering. You see? All are spirit souls and they are eternally happy. But because we identify with the body, then we experience success, failure, happiness, distress, and we forget that this material body is just an outfit, it's a dress. And then because of being on bodily concept, we get affected by different modes. But the Supreme Lord never gets affected by the modes. We get contaminated, but he never gets contaminated. You take any scripture, it talks about we being eternal spirit souls. You see? Now, in this verse that we read, Krishna is talking about Vedanta Sutra. Now, Vedas, we've heard about Vedas. It was first one Veda, big Veda, and then that was divided into 4 parts. Yajurveda, Atharva Veda, Rig Veda, and Samaveda. Now, what is the purpose of all these Vedas? The main thing to understand is that Krishna is the Supreme Lord and we are spirit souls different from the body. See, unfortunately, we have this material body, and because we are not conscious of the difference between body and soul, we are looking for happiness, we are looking for bliss, which is a good thing, but we don't know where to find it. You know, it is said that the deer has musk in its body, and that musk produces that very, very attractive fragrance. But the deer is running everywhere, finding where is that fragrance coming from. The deer doesn't know it's within him. Similarly, bliss is within us, happiness is within us, but we don't know how to experience that. And we are looking everywhere else. If I buy this, I'll be happy. If I get that one, I'll be happy. We're just looking for happiness outside. But the moment we connect with the Supreme Lord, we will become blissful because He is a reservoir of bliss. So if he is blissful and we connect with him, automatically we'll be blissful also. Now, how do we do that? Very simple. We understand the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna explains how we can dovetail all our activities towards him. Dovetail whatever we do, whether we are eating, when we are eating, before we eat, if we offer that food to the Lord, it becomes blessed food. It's called prasadam. It has no reactions, karma-free food. You see? So when we dovetail all our activities, then we start becoming conscious of Krishna. That brings about bliss and happiness. In the very next verse, Krishna explains to Arjuna what this material body is made up of. It is a very complicated machinery, very, very complicated. Many times I think, okay, how has Krishna designed this body? Like this arm, it doesn't bend the other way, it only bends this way. Imagine if it was bending the other way, we wouldn't be able to even eat. Everything is designed so beautifully, perfectly, we can call it. So, what is this material body made up of? 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and ether. And then Krishna says also there are 5 knowledge acquiring senses: eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and skin. And then there are 5 working senses like voice, legs, hands, anus, and genitals. Then there are 5 objects of senses, which is smell, taste, form, touch, and sound. But above all these, so we counted 15 of them, no, 20 of them, 5 elements, 5 knowledge acquiring senses, 5 working senses, 5 objects of senses. So that's 20. And Krishna says, along with that, we have false ego, intelligence, and unmanifested stage of 3 modes of material nature. So that's 23 and plus the mind. So total is 24. So this is what this material body is made up of. And if we make the analytical study of these 24 elements, then we will understand this field of activity, which is the body. Now, of course, there is a lot more knowledge given about these 24 elements in the Srimad Bhagavatam, but we are only talking about Bhagavad Gita. 13 a.m. And oops, my watch is talking. So of course, on top of this, there is desire, hatred, happiness, distress. And these are the interactions. And the soul is the living symptom that is experienced as consciousness. Now, how do we understand that? Say, right now, I am talking to you about the Bhagavad Gita. So I'm able to talk. This material body is able to operate because there is spirit soul in the body. The moment the spirit soul leaves the body, the senses are not going to work. I won't be able to speak. There'll be absolutely no movement at all. What is the difference? The soul has left the body. Now, how do I know there is soul in the body? It is experienced through consciousness. I'm conscious. I'm conscious that right now I'm speaking the Bhagavad Gita. You see, that consciousness is what is, the soul is experienced as consciousness. See? So it becomes easy to understand this knowledge if we start not only hearing, but thinking about it, contemplating, and putting it into practice. You see? If we understand that this material body is conditioned and we want to become free from this conditioning, then we need to find a solution. And the easiest solution to become self realized is to do mantra meditation. We chant. When we chant, that purifies our consciousness, it purifies our heart because the sound vibrations are very powerful. And then slowly the covering is removed from the consciousness. Whatever material consciousness there would be, that will be removed. Very nice example is given by Krishna. He says, just like the embryo is covered by the womb, right? That little baby is inside the womb, just like the mirror is covered with dust, and just like fire is covered by smoke. Similarly, Krishna says, lust covers our consciousness. The dust in the heart is the lust. And when we chant every day, that lust is removed, it's purified. You see, in chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita, we heard that earth and water and all, they create different bodies, like the material elements create the house, like wood, concrete, or whatever it may be. It's all put together and this house is created. You see? And where does all this come from? Fire, water, earth, everything. It comes from the Lord, is given by Him. We cannot create, anything like that. Just to even build a house, we need natural resources. We are using them. Krishna is the creator of it. He has created it. He's given it to us. And we are using it. And then we think it's mine. You see? We are using his property. We cannot create earth. We cannot create oceans. Everything is created by him. That's his Achintya Shakti, which is called inconceivable power. You see, just look at this body. How does it work? We cannot even imagine what's going on inside the body. Yes, the scientists, the doctors may, do some tests and, x-rays, etc. But how does the hair grow? How do the nails grow? You see, it's so complicated. And this body is also given to us by the Lord. Everything belongs to him. So the best thing is to use everything in the service of the Lord. When we understand this, then we come on to the spiritual platform. In chapter 3 of the Bhagavad Gita, we learned Yagnarthat karmano nyatra loko yam karma bandhanaha tad artham karma kantaya mukta sangha samachara. Krishna says, when someone performs work as a sacrifice to me, that person is released from bondage. But if we work for our personal sense enjoyment, then we are bound up. So if we do not want to get entangled, if we don't want to get bound up, if we don't want next body, right? Every action has a reaction, whether it is good or bad. But in chapter 3 and 5, we learn how to perform our actions so that there are no more reactions, and that is called akarma. You see? But to be able to come to that stage of performing actions in the right state of consciousness, we have to think about the mind. You see, ichha dvesha. You see, action. The mind there are three activities of the mind: thinking, feeling, and willing. And everything happens in the mind. Because whatever the thoughts that come in the mind, gradually they turn into words and then into actions. And then that causes next birth. Do we want that? So we need to control the mind. How? Krishna says, like it is mentioned in the Vedanta Sutra, Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Now there is a need to inquire what is the goal of human life. As I always say, human life is not meant for eat, sleep, and be merry. No. Animals do that too. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending, all that. What do? We need to do something beyond, not just always think about what nice to wear, what nice to eat, where to go, how to enjoy, get married, have children, and a lot of bank balance in house. That's all fine. But there's something beyond that. Human life, we have that philosophical intelligence to use it and understand, who am I? And that's the foundation of the Bhagavad Gita. Who am I? I am not Gita. That's just my name to the body. I am a spirit soul. This is what we need to. And theoretically, it's very easy to understand. Oh, yes, I'm the spirit soul. No. How to realize it? And how do we know if we have realized? We will understand when we face difficult situations, when there are miseries in life, when there are problems in life. How do we deal with them? Are we calm and composed? Or are we agitated and upset? I was driving the other day and I was trying to avoid a major accident because, you know, sometimes we have that presence of mind. So I knew it's going to be a terrible accident. So I turned, a little bit towards the left and damaged the car. So should I sit and cry? Oh, my car is damaged. My car is damaged. Now what? No, it's just a car. The driver was okay. That's me. The driver is okay. It's just the car. So you see the analogy? The car is like this body, and the driver is the spirit soul within. So we have to see, the first thing that my husband asked me is, what was your thought process at that time when there was this? Thank you, Krishna. It is just the car, right? It's just the body. So we have to try and understand, if we understand Bhagavad Gita and put it into practice, which means we do mantra meditation every day without fail. Then the consciousness starts getting purified. And then we are able to go beyond the dualities of life: happiness, distress, success, failure, heat, cold. You see? Then we go above. And this all is possible when we take on knowledge and put it into practice. Athato Brahma Jigyasa. Now try to inquire. Inquire what is the purpose of this human form of life. You see, according to the Vedas, there are 8.4 million species of life. And we've gone through the whole evolutionary cycle. And now we have this human form, which is very, very rare. So what do we do with this human form? Just be eating, sleeping, and being happy? No. We inquire, and that knowledge comes from the Bhagavad Gita, which Krishna is giving to Arjuna for us, that how we should lead this human form of life. In fact, Arjuna's question was, how should a great personality or a sage or a saintly person behave? How should he talk? How should he walk? How should he sit? You see, this is all to give us knowledge, to understand that we need to come to that stage of equal vision where we are not affected by dualities, and this inquiry will lead to realization, and that realization will become very firm when we chant. So when we understand the Bhagavad Gita systematically from chapter 1 onwards till the very last chapter, then we will have what we call as mental clarity. Then we will be able to understand what is right and what is wrong. Right now, we are listening to our mind. Our mind will say this is right. We say, okay, go ahead, let's do that. If the mind says, nope, this is wrong, okay, don't do it. But what is that mind working under? It has to be controlled by intelligence. It's the intelligence that makes the decision. Nope. Tells the mind, no, this is wrong. You can't do it. And how does the intelligence start working in the right way? When it is sharpened with the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita. So with Bhagavad Gita, we sharpen the knowledge, the intelligence, and then that intelligence is going to control the mind, and the mind will control the senses. See, in the previous chapters, Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, Krishna says, when the senses come in contact with sense objects, oh, we see something, we want it, there's attraction, and there is attachment. That desire is there, I want it. And when that desire is not fulfilled, there is anger. And then anger leads to bewilderment of memory. And then the intelligence is lost and the person falls down, which means the consciousness is contaminated. So if you want mental clarity, if you want to grow spiritually, if you want to remove all the inner obstructions that are there, if you want to control the mind, conquer the mind, if you want to find inner peace, bliss which is inside, then the only option is to understand the Bhagavad Gita. And when we start understanding the Bhagavad Gita systematically, and I'm very, very grateful to all of you for coming regularly on Sundays to hear the Bhagavad Gita, because this is how we can sharpen our intelligence and start operating beyond the bodily concept, which means we don't just think about the body, we also think about the spirit soul within the body. You see, there are two bodies. We have two bodies. One is gross body that we can see, and then there's the subtle body. That subtle body consists of mind, intelligence, and false ego. So all three of them, the subtle body is within the heart, and in the heart is us, the real us, the spirit soul, and the Supreme Lord as Paramatma, the super soul. All of them in the heart. So you see, when we call somebody in our house, we invite them, we make sure the house is clean, right? No one would like to come in a messy house, where clothes are lying around, shoes are lying around, there is dust on the table or whatever. No, it has to be clean. So when the Lord is within the heart, don't you think we should have the heart clean? Right? When we go to the temple, it's clean because the Lord resides there. But the Lord is residing in the heart too, so we need to cleanse it. And what's the process? Mantra meditation. Chanting, chanting, chanting. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Eva Kevalam. Kalo nasteva, 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 gatiranyatha. In this age of Kali Yuga, there is no other way, no other way, no other way. Only chanting, chanting, chanting. Now, those of you who have been coming to these classes for years, you may say, she speaks the same thing every day. It's the same thing. I mean, not every day, every Sunday. It's the same knowledge. I have heard it before, But the problem is we forget. Why is Krishna talking about the spirit soul in practically every chapter? Because he knows we have tendency to forget. And that's why he has to keep repeating for us. And that is why I have to keep repeating for all of us, so that it says that point should go home, something like that. They say in a point that we are able to grasp that point, which is very, very important. We won't be able to really understand the whole Bhagavad Gita if we don't understand the basic foundation of Bhagavad Gita, which is, I am not this body. Do we ever remember when we are, coming face to face with some problem, some misery, or whatever? Do we ever think, oh, I'm not this body, I'm the spirit soul? Very rarely we do that. Mostly it is, concerning the body. How to make this body happy, how to be blissful all the time. That is possible, provided we follow the process. You see? I want to drive on the road. I need to know what are the laws of the of traffic. I need to know red light, stop, green light, go. I need to know. If I'm living in a state, I need to know the state laws so that I can live like a good citizen. So similarly, this Bhagavad Gita is actually the owner's manual. It's a manual for us with this material body. It teaches us how to use this body. And it teaches us how to even conquer the mind. Now, the $1,000,000 question is, which I know the answer, do we want to be happy? Of course. You may say, what a crazy question to ask. Everybody wants to be happy. No one wants to be, in distress. We don't go to the temple and we pray, oh Lord, please, please, please give me some misery. I haven't had misery for a long time. Give me some problems. Give me some terrible disease. No, we don't do that. Everyone wants to be happy. So here, Krishna is giving us the knowledge how we can be happy. For that, we need to control the mind. And we need to conquer the mind. And that is possible when we do mantra meditation, when we chant. When we chant, we are purifying our consciousness, purifying the heart, and that helps us to realize this knowledge. So since we are talking so much about chanting, we will do a little bit of chanting as always. We'll just do 10 times, and then you can chant as much as you can at home during the day or during the week. So let's chant. Please chant with me at least 10 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So it's very, very simple. It's my very humble request to all of you. If you're not chanting, please start chanting. And if you're chanting, then please increase your number of rounds that you're chanting so that we can help ourselves purify the heart. So I'm going to end now. If anyone has any questions or comments, you are very welcome to ask.